Hi gamers, welcome to the stream. How y'all doing? I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. Hold on, let me turn this down. Let me turn this thing down. So today I was gonna do my VTuber, because like I've just been so, like, I cannot describe how busy this last week is. I basically went 72 hours with like 5, 4, 3, somewhere in there range hours of sleep. It's just been so busy, and I was like, oh, I'll just use my VTuber today, considering the fact that I haven't really gotten a break, and it'll be nice. And then the VTuber model like just isn't connecting and isn't working, and I don't know why that's happening. I also don't know how the music just turned itself back up without me touching it. How did that? Anyways, we have no camera, we have no VTuber model, so we're gonna go gameplay today. Hey guys, that's not what you guys want to see. That's my stuff. Hold on. We're gonna go gameplay today. No camera, but we do have gaming. Show your bubble team. You'd love that, wouldn't you? You would love that. Listen, you show me your team, I show you mine. Thoughts? Raven, thank you so much for the 36 months, by the way. Appreciate you immensely. Where's your thingy? I found the thingy. 𝗔𝗧𝗔𝗓𝚗 with the 25 months. Thank you so much. What's funnier than 24? Something tells me that you're gonna say 25. How is the music turning itself up without me touching it? Guys, can someone, mods? Anyone? Can anyone explain how that is possible? How can the music become like autonomous and do that? I don't understand. But Raven, thank you so much for the 3 years. 3 years of big gaming. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here as long as you have been. So kind. And Ipper with a 69, you finally did it! You did it! You managed to last 65 and you were able to call it out. You were able to call it out. Also, Dyer, are you still here? Dyer, you potentially, hold on. I don't know what screen my Discord's gonna pop up on. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Okay, it's safe. It's safe. I was just making sure that it didn't pop up on the main screen because I didn't want to like dox everything I'm doing. I love watching your draft league content. Thank you. I appreciate you. Butterfree fan, thank you so much for the follow as well. But hopefully you guys are all doing it good. Hello. It's been, yeah, my PC might be possessed. I think that's real. I'm not gonna lie. Like, how many times have I turned this music down and it just keeps turning itself back up? I don't understand, guys. Computer's possessed, my life is possessed. You're in my PC. That's so interesting. But hello to the red platform. Hello to the purple platform. I have my final battle of the bubble tonight, chat. I am afraid. I'm very afraid. Dai is a very scary, very skillful battler. And not only that, #1 in the league, by the way. Positive, like, what, 14 differential? Logan! Thank you for the $5 dues. I have tea, right? Right. So basically, I got a write-up at work Friday for putting in a super thin You got written up for putting a piece of cardboard on your head? That's insane. That's a new one for me. Very sorry that that's a thing for you. That's ridiculous, and that's, lore? Lore, question mark? It violated safety. Everyone's so creative, guys. Everyone is just so creative. But no, Di, I'm just gonna give you a heads up on what I told Nexus, because this is basically the vibes I'm going into our battle with, right? Where is my... Yeah, so my exact words to Nexus before our battle was, I'm gonna be honest, I've done one mock, changed the team 3 times, have not battled with this new team once. I'm on 5 hours of sleep, 4 shots of espresso, and 0 fucks given on whether I win or lose. We're in a slightly better position than that, but not much. So, we're kind of just in, like, F it, we ball mode and pray for the best. That's just, like, truthfully the reality that I'm in. But guys, heads up. For those of you who are on YouTube, you can see Diet. You guys should follow him. You guys should support him. You guys should subscribe to him. If you guys are on Twitch, you can't see Diet, but you can go to my stream on YouTube. But you guys should follow. You guys should subscribe. You guys should do all of those things. And we have our battle at 10 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to be live for like as long as I can before that battle. Thankfully, I've done all the prep that I need to do ahead of time for the most part. So I should just be able to like straight up transition, but yeah, guys, who needs to like feel good and safe and secure? And Tropius! I love Tropius. Can I be happy a coworker got the can finally? I think that that's fair. I think that that's fair, especially if they're like not a good coworker. You know, I feel like that's okay. You know? Also, guys, Vulpix Shiny Hut, thoughts? Thoughts, ideas, concerns? You know, I feel like you being happy that your emotional well-being is in a better spot, I think that that's okay as long as it doesn't cause harm to others. And you know what? If they got fired because they deserve it, you know what? That's on them. That is on them. I did get most of them. The only one I'm only waiting on the one that like literally just came out. But I've been getting the other ones. Don't worry about it. Don't you guys even worry. Tucro, thank you for the gifty. Congratulations to the lucky gifted viewer on YouTube. Congratulations. Wait. Are they in the cave? I thought they were like here. Are they in my walls? Are they inside the walls? Ace got sniped. Ace, congratulations. Guess what? You're rich. And by rich, I mean, congrats, you have emotes, but you still get ads. Okay, I think they're in the cave. I think they're in the cave. So I'm just gonna head on over here, question mark? Logan, I don't like this lore. I'm not, these are not things that we want. This is not what I want you to come into my chat saying. Tigro, thank you so much for the very generous gifties, though. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we found the Vulpix. Thank goodness gracious. Thank goodness. Okay. Surely it'll let me make a sandwich here. I literally had to be so careful that, like, I hid my team for my battle before I went live. I checked like 5 million times. I'm like, so if I click all of these menus, I don't have enough red pepper. Do I have... Can I do the... Why? Can I stop crouching? Do I have enough for the... The controls on this game just drive me insane. Okay. We'll just say it's rice. Okay. I don't have salty herba. Guys, we have to go get red pepper. Time to crash out. Time to crash out. Legends EA comes out next month. Are you going to do different parts like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc.? Or are you going to do a live stream and 100% the whole game during a live stream? I'm going to be subathoning. I'm doing like a late birthday subathon. And it's going to be capped. But I will be live for basically 4 or 5-ish days straight. So that's my plan, is to do a lot of it then. So should be a good time. Should be a fun time. Hi, Connor. Welcome to the stream. She was hard to tolerate in large doses, and she jumped the chain of command to get some accommodations that were not. Oh. Yeah, that's a strange one. That is a strange one. Also, guys, my friend Malamar. What are we thinking? Any My Friend Malamar fans? Why do the noodles look like that? That's not... Why did they say, is there anything else they can tempt me with? I don't like that either. Can some person just give me... Yes, you. Fantastic. Malamar is my friend. I love Malamar. He's such a silly guy. Especially with the 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝚔𝚘 set that we run in VGC, guys. Even sillier, dare I even say. Also, Tim, with the 48 months, 4 years of being a Kitsune. Insane. That's the $100 member tier, chat. Please show some love for Tim. Not Tim. Yeah, Tim. It is Tim. I'm crazy. Guys, I'm not locked in today. My brain is not... I'm not locked in. Okay, yep, there. Great. Fantastic. Can I fly up here and then... Yep, great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being a kid today for 48 months, though. Locked out, even? No, literally. Okay, so another things... No, you're not forgotten. My thing is that I always am afraid that I'm like thanking someone and then I say the wrong name. And then I'm like, wait, did like someone else just do it? And then I messed it up. And then I have to like double, triple, quadruple check. No, not Tim the Tatman. Tim from Iowa. Let's not get it twisted, guys. Tim from Iowa goes crazy. No, definitely not forgotten. Have no fear. I just always try to make sure that if I'm thanking someone for doing that generous amount that I'm not misspeaking. You do have tats? Yo, Tim the Tatman from Iowa? What a crazy bar. You know? Kind of impressive. Yeah, exactly. No one who was at last year's subathon will forget Tim from Iowa. Exactly. See, you guys get it. You guys get it. Okay, now let's do this the right way. Surely I'm not forgetting anything else, right, guys? Right? No, like, literally, who would do that? Also, not to be overshot. Gabby, with the 54 months, 5 years. 5 years of insanity in you tolerating me, Gabby. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? How does that make you feel? Kinda crazy. I bit my tongue so hard eating a sandwich that you made your tongue bleed? That's not... That's... Guys? Does anyone have a positive update? Like, are we okay? I fear for all of you. Wait, Butterfree fan gifting a subby to Tim from Iowa? No, that's not Tim. That's 𝚘𝚘. See, Tim and 𝚘𝚘, they both start with T. That's what messes me up, and they both contribute a lot. Tim and 𝚘𝚘 both start with T. Both of them are very big supporters, and I always have to be sure that I'm saying the right one because Tim and 𝚘𝚘 are always here, and they always do nice things, and so that's why I have to double, triple, quadruple check because I saw 𝚘𝚘 earlier, and 𝚘𝚘's on Twitch, which also starts with a T, but Tim from Iowa, who has the tats, is on YouTube. Crashing out. Butterfree, thank you for gifting a subby to 𝚘𝚘 Dundee, aka Mason, aka the one on Twitch, aka not Tim, the one with the tats, the one that's on Iowa. Oh, we got it. Guys, I'm really good. I'm really good. What happened? You got gifted a sub over on Twitch, and both you and Tim, both your names start with T, and both of you guys are really big, like, contributors in the community. And so then I, like, try to keep you guys straight because, like, Tim and 𝗃𝗑𝚅 and, you know, both of Midwest and all of the insanity, and then trying to keep straight, give props to right people. I need my meds up, guys. That's what I really need. Appointment on Wednesday. Cannot come soon enough. That's what I'm saying. Also, wow, so many subby redeems. Thank you so much. Okay, hold on. Let's unpack this. Thomas with the 36 months of memberships. It says 36 months that I've been here since the dark times, and thank you for all the content and helping me navigate the pandemic. Wait, that's so nice of you. That's such a nice message. Thank you. Also, Mini Moon, Deep Wrestling's also 55 months. Yippee! And then Dan with the 67 months. You're so close to 69. So close to 69. How have the meds been treating you, though? So I don't have side effects anymore other than, like, still having, like, food aversion and just, like, not getting much of an appetite. However, the downside that's just, like, very apparent with these meds right now, unfortunately, is the fact that they basically just taste like sugar pills. Not taste, but, like, they feel like sugar pills. So I don't really get much of a benefit off of them anymore. And I very, very drastically need them upped because I feel like I've basically adapted to them and my body feels like it's back to where it was before I was on meds, even though I take it every single day. So like, for example, guys, my brain just doesn't tell me things anymore the way it did before. So earlier today, I went downstairs and I microwaved food in the microwave, and then my mom came home. That wasn't yellow, right? No, for some reason I thought one of them was yellow. And so I helped her unpack the groceries, and then I was like, hey, I need to eat. I'm hungry. And I'm like, guys, there's nothing to eat. What am I gonna do? There's no food. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll get something from the fridge. I ate the whole meal. And I was like, I don't know. It's just not hitting the spot. Kind of sad. And I went back downstairs 2.5 hours later. And you know, Tim! Tim! Okay. Mando Red Gang, not Mandos. Not Mandos. Thank you so much for the $100 bomb, Tim. Over on the tubes of the U. Not mandatory by any means. Thank you so much, gamer. Thank you, thank you. So kind of you. I feel bad because, like, I have not been able to be as consistent. Like, basically this, like, last summer, it's just been so busy. But the nice thing is it's kind of setting me up to be able to get back to my normal schedule when ZA comes out, which is basically what I'm planning on. Also, Henry with the 69 months of being a Kitsune as well. I had to look at the member tier. Thank you so much for the 69 months. You and Ipper both hit the funny number today. Also, the $100 member tier, chat. We're going absolutely insane today. Thank you so much. It means the entire world. Because like I said, I don't expect people to do that ever. Like, let alone when I have been, like, the least consistent I have ever been in the history of my career. But I already have my availability plan to be changed. And have, like, talked to, like, supervisor people that are above me, where it's like, hey, so me not gonna be able to do a lot of nights and gonna have to transition to afternoon mornings for the most part going into, like, late October, early November. So I should be able to be a lot more consistent. Around ZA time, which is also perfect because that's basically going to be subathon going into ZA, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we have all that going for it. I lost my train of thought halfway through. Hey guys, this is why I need my meds up. But anyways, yeah, I don't expect you guys to do that ever. Like I said, let alone when, I have not been consistent. I want to be consistent, but with my meds not working and just how sheer busy I am, it has not happened. It has not happened. And it's been driving me crazy. But yeah, all that to say, my microwaved food sat in the microwave for 2.5 hours before my brain finally remembered that I microwaved food that then was not able to be eaten because it went bad because it was in the microwave for 2.5 hours and it was cooked. I just never took it out and ate it and then forgot that I microwaved food and then ate a whole other meal. And like my mom's been asking, she's like, so what do you mean like your meds just like aren't working the way that they are before? And I told her, I was like, so you just watch them not work in real time. She's like, yeah, that's not, is that yellow or is it just golden hour? It's just golden hour. Okay. So something to tell your doc about, just let it know your symptoms. Yeah. So not crashing out. Yeah, guys, I haven't crashed out once since starting stream, have I? I would never once crash out. Who, guys, literally who would do that? Have fun, Linz. Hope to catch you later and stay longer. Aw, thank you so much for stopping by and just being so incredibly kind and generous and all of those wonderful things. I'm sure I will see you sometime in the near distant future, but just know that you are appreciated and it was great to see you today. And thank you so much for all the love. It means the world, gamer. I've never seen you crash out in my life, so we're lying today. So we're lying. I studied abroad in Ireland for a semester and the entire time I forgot I had rain boots because they were on the other side of the room out of my sight. No! That's awful. I'm totally not crashing out either, so don't worry at all. Yeah, guys, not a singular person's crashing out today. And that's good, you know? Who would literally do that, guys? Kinda crazy. See, Gabby, you get it. They always say if it's important to you that you'll remember, but brain no member. Brain no member. Yeah, so basically, when it comes to my meds and everything like that, I'm gonna have to like figure out a really big compromise. I don't know if I need to switch to a different one that's stronger, or if they want to up my dose on this one and then give me another med to manage my other symptoms. Because basically what's happening is my ADHD pills feel like sugar pills and they feel like they're doing nothing anymore and I'm back to my original symptoms. But on top of that, it's basically increased the like OCD intrusive paranoia voices in my head. And for those of you guys who don't know like what I mean by that, so you know the little voice in your head that tells you like, did I leave the stove on? And then your brain's like, no, I didn't leave the stove on. But your voice is like, but what if I did? And then you feel like you have to either turn the car around after leaving your house or like go back downstairs to like make sure that you didn't leave the stove on, even though you know you didn't leave the stove on. It's that, but just like way more catastrophization. You know what I mean? So that's been like the big thing is those voices for me are amplified to such an intense degree. Like, I kid you not, guys. I literally turned my car around after leaving my house because I was like, wait, so I curled my hair earlier and I know I unplugged my curling iron, but what if I like sat my curling iron down too close to my hairspray and then the stick of the curling iron like touches the can of the hairspray and then the hairspray explodes and then that causes a fire in the house and then the fire engulfs the entire house in flames. And everything I know and love dies inside that house, but it's my fault even though I unplugged the curling iron because I somehow created a man-made bomb out of my curling iron and my hairspray in the bathroom. Like, that's the degree I'm at, chat. That's where I'm at. Yeah, same, Mason. I didn't realize some people just have silence in their brain. And I'm like, you don't have, like, the inner monologue that's just like constantly going 8 million miles an hour? Like, what's that like? You know? Or you hit a bump in the road and your brain's like, so what if you just hit someone? And you're like, I think I would know if I hit a human body with my car. And your brain's like, but what if you did? It's like, but that's not what I did. You know? So, brain is crazy. So I'm afraid to get the current med I'm upped even more because I don't want those voices to get stronger. Or they give me something to manage the voices and then they up the meds. But I don't know what you would do to stop the voices. So your voice is up to the extreme. Yeah, so basically what I've learned through this entire experience is like OCD, ADHD, and anxiety are all kind of like a Venn diagram where they all just kind of like bleed together. Because basically what happens is like you get a thought, right? And then your brain hyperfixates on the thought. And then because your brain hyperfixates on the thought and then it catastrophizes, it triggers the anxiety. So then you're having a physiological response to the fear and the anxiety, but then you're so hyperfixated on it that your brain can't get you out of it. And then because your body knows that that gets a reaction out of you, like your brain's like, oh, well, that was important. So therefore all of the other thoughts have to be important. Let's keep giving her important thoughts because it like solicited a reaction. So they all kind of do that together over and over and over again. Yeah. Like I said, Venn diagram. So, we're trying to figure out what to do about that. And fun fact, my psychiatrist who put me on these meds just left. Left the whole company and didn't say anything, tell anyone. I got a call from the office and they were like, hey, so we're calling you on behalf of insert person's name here. And I was like, okay, hi. I thought they were just going to call about like confirming my appointment. And they're like, so we have it on record that you are a client of insert person here. And I was like, why, yes. And they said, well, we're calling because they're no longer with the company. And I said, what? And they're like, yeah, they're no longer here. So do you want to see a new one? Or do you want to go somewhere else? And I was like, I guess I'll see a new one. And then we figured out who the good person was. But the good person is like so far booked out. I booked this appointment a month and a half ago and I'm just now getting in for a 30-minute session. Yeah, I loved that person. So the good news is the person I'm getting into has to be good because like what other person's going to be booked out for a month and a half for a 30-minute session if they're not highly sought after for being good? You know, it's typically the people who are bad that have open availability. So I at least have hope going into it, but I don't know if 30 minutes going to be long enough, but that's a them problem, not a me problem. That explanation of mental health was confusion. Basically, lots of mental illnesses bleed together. Venn diagram. They circle. And then they, like, mesh together into one beautiful concoction of, silliness? A concoction of silliness, I say? So hopefully all of that gets figured out, you know? Pure chaos. Exactly. Well, a lot of this probably isn't going to be news to people if you guys have been in Vandy's subathon that's been happening recently. He is home in Charlotte. So for any of you guys who are like, why no subathon today? Vandy is back home for the opening week of football, but he will continue the subathon from where it left off when he gets back. But, Vandy announced this on his subathon. See, I'm losing my train of thought halfway through my thoughts. You guys are watching this happen in real time. I am officially in another draft league. I got invited by 𝗔𝗑𝗑𝗘𝗑𝗑. You guys know him. You guys love him. We support him here on this channel. Big 𝗔𝗑𝗑𝗘 fan. He is one of the... I don't know if it's co-founder, but he is a head person of the PPL, which is like the Pokemon Premier League. So they invited 28 different content creators, split into 2 divisions, one being Scarlet, one being Violet. And we are going to be a part of a very big draft league. The PPL is like very well known in the community as well. But I'm very excited. Ben's in it again. Vandy's in it again. I don't want to start listing off other people because I don't know if they've announced it yet and I don't want to spoil, but very excited. So my last battle of the bubble is happening tonight. You guys will see my battle with Nexus. That's a battle, chat. That right there is a battle. Did you guys know that Iron Boulder gets to be like 580 speed total? That's something I learned battling Nexus. But just silly little things. Yeah, isn't that just a little bonkerous? But yeah, you guys will have my battle with Nexus go up tomorrow. And then I will be fighting 𝚑𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚘. He was in the chat earlier. You guys should sub to him. You guys should support him. Check out his POV of the battle, or don't, depending on how bad I get absolutely mollywopped by the fact that he's #1 in the league and has diffed people by like a positive 14 differential. But, you know, we ball it out. And you know what? Like I said, I am in nothing but F it, we ball mode. I think I've just kind of become numb. Like, I no longer care about winning or losing, and if it blows up in my face, I might as well just go out in flamboyant, catastrophic style. Is kind of like my mindset behind it. And at least I don't have to feel as bad because I'm just immediately transitioning into another draft, and I really like my team for this next one. It's so silly. It's very lens coded, but also at the same time, it's gonna mentally destroy people, and I like that fact. That fact makes me very happy. And I didn't lose every single one. Exactly. And I never got 6-0'd. At least up until now. Spoilers for Nexus. Nexus did not 6-0 me. But Diet might. Diet might. But yeah, I don't know when the official videos for like, hey, this is what I drafted. This is why I drafted it. Like our team, not a team builder, draft analysis. That's the one. I don't know when draft analysis, I don't know when those go up, but I will record one and I will let you know the team then. That's it. That's the one. I've always wanted to do draft. I'm so jealous. I know a few like viewers are in draft leagues currently, so you could definitely like see if there's anyone that you could potentially join in the future. Draft is a lot of fun. I just love coming up with really silly teams. That's like my favorite thing about it. Like, I just have a specific way that I like to build my teams. Obviously, everyone kind of does. But I just love bulky offense and then coming up with just like silly ways to maneuver around bulky offense and building mons the way that most people wouldn't. Like, most people run like hyper offensive Ogrepon, but I think Spiky Shield, Leech Seed, Substitute, Ivy Cudgel is just so goofy. Especially if you run lefties on it too. Just literally tank Ogrepon. And now, like, who would do that? You know what I'm saying? Hi, Susie. Welcome to the stream. Someone asked me a question and I meant to, oh, Ogrepon, not Ogrepon. Sorry. Pawmont. That was the question. I haven't played Pawmont yet. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on Pawmont. I know they buffed it. I don't think anyone I know has played Pawmont after the buffs, but, his lifesteal is insane. I know that much. But I don't know. I cleft pocketed a Pawmont last night and it didn't seem like it was that broken by any means. I think it just gets so hard countered by CC, but I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. I think I'm gonna run Tank Ogrepon in Trick Room. Tank Ogrepon is so much fun. It's so goofy. Another one that's really silly is Harvest Tropius in the Sun with Substitute Leech Seed in the exact same strat, because then in Harvest you just keep regenning your Citrus Berry. That's a silly one too. After the buffs, I haven't, but I did 269 in practice with bots. Yeah. Bots just kind of infinitely run into you, though. So, like, you at least have that much going for it, but yeah, I don't know. I wish I had more to say about Pawmont, but, like, genuinely, I think I only have one friend who plays it, which is Blue. And Blue didn't join call last night, so I don't know if Blue has played Pawmont since it's been buffed. I know Gek was messing around with it, but I don't know if he's done matches like owning the Pokemon. My favorite is Serene Grace Blissey 60% para flinch. If you want to talk Serene Grace, just run 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗵𝗏. 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗵𝗏, Serene Grace. Thoughts, chat? Thoughts? Someone asked to allow it, right? Where can I get my hands on a 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗵𝗏? So goofy. Yo, if that was not banned for PPL, I would have first picked that thing so fast. You got my $750 deductible check back in the mail today for the car accident a few months ago, so I got your Switch 2 money back. Let's go! That's so much fun. Congrats on being, like, I don't want to say like debt-free when it comes to a Switch 2, but at least you got your money back. We love not being out hundreds of dollars, chat. Isn't that really big? Isn't that really massive? I finally got my shiny Numel. Congratulations! I have yet to get a single shiny in the sandwich. Hey, speaking of which, guys, you guys want to see my first shiny in the sandwich? Yo, wait a minute. Hey, guys, it wasn't scripted. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't scripted. I promise it was not scripted. Hey! Hey! Chat, this is called positive manifestation. Don't let your dreams be dreams. That's so funny. Paid actor. No, literally. I was like, wait a minute. That's Lelo. That's so silly. I still can't believe that happened. Hey, congratulations on your Numel. Yes. Someone want to clip that for me? Flipped it. Thank you. A hero. A hero. I finally need to get clips for Jake. That's his name. Because I told Jake I would get him clips now that I was back from Worlds and hopefully streaming again, and then life got busy and then I didn't stream as much as I wanted to. But you know, here we are. Yeah, some visual representation. I literally tried to do my VTuber today. I spent like 15 minutes trying to get it to work, but for some reason, even though, okay, so basically how it works is like you use the camera on your phone and your phone sends the like image from your phone to the computer by like your phone being plugged in to the computer, right? So my phone was plugged into the computer and I trusted the computer as a device. You know how you get that little pop-up? So my phone showed up on my computer in like the connected devices as well as like in iTunes. You can kind of typically tell if like your iPhone's connected because it's like plugged into iPhone or iTunes typically. That's like your safe way to tell. And it was connected in all of those places, but it would not connect to VTube Studio to save its life. It wouldn't connect to VTube Studio, it wouldn't connect to VBridger, just nothing was working. So then I unplugged and I replugged, and then I was like, okay, so if I can't do it through the cord, what if I tried doing it through Wi-Fi? And then it wouldn't Wi-Fi connect. So I don't know if it's like a VTube Studio thing. I don't know if something's just like down or like it's not up to date or like what I need to do. But I promise I did spend a lot of time trying to get it to work. But I also at the same time was like, I would like to stream for hopefully longer than an hour. And the longer I spend trying to make a silly VTuber model work, the less time I'm going to be able to stream. So I figured you guys would probably rather have longer stream than have a little bit of silliness with a VTuber model on screen. I could be wrong, but I did it for the people. Everyone is in on this VTuber model. I mean, the reason I have it is because I just don't have the capacity to like... I phrase it as having spoons, and for those of you guys who don't know what the spoon theory is, basically imagine it as like you have 10 spoons in a day, right? And all of them are like a measurement of your total energy that you have. And certain things cost a lot more spoons than others, right? So for like some people, the idea and concept of showering takes up 3 of their spoons in a day. You know what I mean? Going to work probably uses up like 8 to 10, you know? So for me, especially considering the fact that I have 3 jobs and I'm just like constantly burning myself out on both ends every single day of my life, plus the insomnia that we're currently trying to treat and just like everything else that is my life, I run out of spoons very quickly. And the idea of me being on camera and having to go out of my way to make myself look presentable when I want to stream, but the idea of being on camera and having to focus on that is exhausting. It's a really good option for me because it allows me to still stream, but I can have the lights off. I can be cozy. I can not care about how I look. I can be wrapped up in like a little burrito blankie, and I don't have to worry about like the public opinion of how I look. And it allows me to do more self-care that way. So I'm less in on the VTuber model for like the idea of being a VTuber. It's more so just like a backup option to allow me to still stream on days where I just don't have a lot of spoons left and have the capacity to be like typical Lynn's on camera, you know? I really don't know how you do it back when I worked a 9 to 5, 37 hours a week. So like, the thing with me is like, obviously content creation is one of those jobs. Like they're all just so different. And like my job for Karthu is very easy. It's more so just a matter of like my brain having to remember things. And that's very hard for my brain right now because we haven't gotten the meds sorted out. You know what I mean? Plus I do a lot of work for like my main job when like I'm not at work, you know, like I'm making schedules, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff like that. And then my brain like tries to be a perfectionist about it too. So then that way I don't mess up. And then I'm in like panic mode when I get to my actual job and I'm like, yes, okay, this is correct. This is good. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm working doubles or working triples. It's just the fact that there's constantly something happening like every single moment of the day. You know, so it's like typical day, right? I wake up, but I wake up later than most people because like my insomnia forces me to fall asleep later. So by the time I fall asleep later, I'm waking up later. You know what I mean? So I do that. I get my coffee. And then I typically try to make the schedule as soon as I wake up. So then I spend however long that takes doing the schedule. And then depending on like draft stuff, I'm either like reworking teams or mocking or getting that stuff figured out or doing voiceovers or editing or getting like the visuals to pop up for like the stats and the builds and all that kind of stuff. And then editing that, recording that, getting all of that stuff done. And then it's like I go to work for like what, 6 hours a day. And then when I get off, it's typically like 10, 11 o'clock at night, if not a little later, depending on like what day it is. And then I come home, and sometimes if like recording and all that kind of stuff still isn't done, that I keep working on that. Or if I try to get ahead for the next day, then I'll try getting ahead and making the schedule for tomorrow. Or I'll respond to emails for 𝚑𝚘, or you know what I mean? Like there's just constantly like something that I have to do for something. So it's not really necessarily that any of the jobs are hard. It's just that it's like so continuous throughout my entire day that there's never like a starting point and a stopping point. It feels like, you know? So like, I can never say that my job is hard, you know, but there's just a lot, you know? Also, I just need to look at this really quick. Real quick, like. Sorry, I'm just responding to stuff real quick. Okay. There we go. Okay, so what time is it? Okay, it's like 9:20. I can probably go for like another 20-ish minutes. I just want to be sure that I have enough time to make sure everything is like set up and good to go for the battle. I believe it is, but I also don't want to keep Diet waiting if I do somehow mess things up that I'm very good at doing. The fact that they're doing Numal is really silly. Yeah, being on is so real. Being on for customers is so emotionally draining. It's a lot. Why are we crashing out? I'm so busy, Helios. I just have not had a break. Also, I have to fight Diet in like 40 minutes. Change the team. It's basically, you know that message I said that I sent Nexus before our battle? We're basically doing that, but like 2.0. Because I had a really, really bad matchup going into Nexus, and like my matchup going into Diet is like slightly better, but like Diet just has so many big powerhouses and is also just like casually #1 in the league, with like a positive 14 differential, that like there's no way to feel good about going into it ever. Especially considering out of like the amount of mocks I did, I only ever won one of them. That part. So, yeah, I'm just kind of fine going out in like very flamboyant, explosive style. Even if that means it blowing up in my face, and this being the first ever battle I get 6-0'd. I just kind of like, I'm not phased. Like, it can't hurt me anymore. That and on top of the fact that, like, just nothing wants to work today. My meds especially are not working today. I need my psychiatrist to up my meds yesterday. It's just, it's not happening. Like, I need someone to be, like, intervene on behalf of the ADHD, like, drugs. Can someone do that? We'll try this. I had to suspend 2 kids who tried to fistfight each other over a yo mama joke. That's insane. That's a crazy message, Uni. Oh, what? Oh, what? Things I didn't see coming. That message. But yeah. Helios, how do you feel about your draft so far? Drafts have like not moved today at all, but how are you feeling after our messages back and forth the last few days? Are we feeling better? Are we feeling worse? What are the vibes? Chat, how obvious is Tropius? Not Terra. How obvious is Shiny Tropius? Kids are crazier these days? Yeah. The fact that happened in 2025, that's a good point. That's a very, very good point. Kids fighting about a yo mama joke is so 1996 is like accurate, but also like, damn, you know? All right, so I can do this for about 20 minutes, guys. So we probably won't be able to finish the sandwich, but we'll see if we can hopefully at least maybe get something. You know? Okay, so now that they're sorted by shape, this makes this easier. Yeah. For anyone who needs to make lettuce sandwiches, by the way, this is the easiest way to do it. You just sort it by the direction it's going, and it's so much easier to, like, lay them flat because then they're not, like, slip sliding all over the place, and they kind of just, like, want to fit into one another. So if any of you guys are ever trying to make the lettuce sandwich and you literally just want to die... That's the best way to do it! Lettuce maxing, you're crazy. Hi, Ben. I could go for a lettuce sandwich while waiting for this draft to move. Why is it? Helios is here too on Twitch. Did that pickle really fall off? Well, we'll see if it matters. Okay, so now that's gonna matter. Now that's gonna matter. Yep, it for sure is. But yeah, Helios is on the Twitch side too. Like, why is this taking forever? Like, why is this the slowest draft I've ever drafted? Of all the draft I've done in my career, I have yet to have a draft this slow. Like, there's no way people don't know what they want. You know what? F it. F it, we ball. I actually think we caught up to your division. Yeah, that's because our draft, like, just has not moved today. We've, like, done nothing. We've, like, sat there and twiddled our fingers, like, for what that's worth. You know? Could be big. Could be big. There's too many people. It should have been capped at 12 each. There is a lot of people. There's a lot. I was very shocked because, like, I was in the server, like, semi-early, and then people just kept joining and kept joining and kept joining and kept joining. And I'm like, wait, how are we still going? And then when I thought we were done, they were like, yeah, we're still waiting on one more. And I'm like, one more? Like, how? There's so many. They shot me 11 times in the face at snail pace. No, literally. Is it 11 now? Because of Bear. Bear and who was the other? I know Bear's the most recent. But are we officially up to 11? 11 snipes? Oh, Thundy was 10. Yep. Yeah, guys. Ben has been sniped in this draft league 11 times. And the thing is, too, his position is not, like, off. Well, you are kind of, like, dead in the middle. I was gonna say your position's not awful, but it's like, it's not great. It's not great. I'd want to be 12 just for a clean dozen when trying to when clawing during my draft video. You know what? Ben, can I say something that my silly brain thought of? That you could buy a carton of like a dozen of eggs and you could just draw a bunch of frowny faces on them and just say they were all the sad bald Bens for each snipe, and then you could write which Pokemon it was on the back of the egg and just hold up a bunch of sad bald Bens and just slowly reveal which ones got sniped one by one out of the carton. You could give them little glasses and everything. Get a whole bunch of mini Luffy hats. You know? I just sent you the rest of my plan. I wish to perceive. I wish to perceive and not miss a shiny Tropius. That's so funny that you want that to be your Terra Captain after what I wanted my Terra Captain to be. I moved away from it, but that is really funny that you and I have a very similar battling style, and now all of a sudden you want that one after I wanted the other. I just think that's interesting. I like it, though. I like it. I'm surprised the second from the bottom. I'm honestly surprised all of them are still available. From your second Terra Captain down, I am surprised that those are still on the board. However, Tropius hunting, huh? Right, yeah, Tropius hunting in the rain. Isn't that just so interesting? And no, like, literally, who would do that? I'm not gonna lie, Ben. Now that I have, the one that I just claimed on lock, I do want to pull out my second Terra Captain just to ensure I get it. Because I'm not concerned about the rest of them going. You know? I'm really not. I just want to see, like, I feel like if I did those back to back, I think that would really just be funny. Because it'd be like, wait, didn't you just, you know? You strike while the iron's hot. I think that's really beautiful. Thank you for this music. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Anything for the fans. Anything for them. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll do like both. I'll announce the one that I'm drafting as the Terra, and then I'll say that is that shiny 𝗒𝗒𝗗𝚗𝚒? Chat, don't let your dreams be dreams. Anything can be a grass type if you think about it. Anyone can be a grass type if you think about it. I don't have any heal balls. That's just really sad. Pink Piggy. It breaks out. It breaks out. I still hate Vandy's team. I'm glad I don't have to fight it. This man literally sat here. Obviously, I'm not going to say what he has. But he's like, I don't know if my team's bulky enough. And I was like, Ben and I both were like, bro, what do you mean? What do you mean? Ben literally said, look at the stats on insert Pokemon here and then get back to me. And he was like, oh. Like, Vandy has no idea what he just did. Man is so, like, ignorance is bliss. And he's like, I just really didn't think that people would have that reaction over it. And I'm like, brother, what? He didn't think the big smiley friend had recovery. Which is shocking because, like, the other one does, you know? You know? Like, I just, you know? No, Minimoon, that's how I build my teams. How much bulk do you want? Why, yes, I think I'd like all of it. Thank you for asking. I think I would like all of them, now that you bring it up. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, I'm gonna like draft my next Terramon, and then when I say that I'm drafting my next Terramon, I'm gonna say that I also want to add Terra to the other one. All three of his big smiley friends have recovery. And isn't that just so interesting? The man took a page out of my book and said, why, yes, I think I'll have all the bulk, waiter. I think that's what I'll do. They can't break down the wall if the wall just simply is every single person on the team. I don't know what just happened, but something just happened out there, and it was quite the big boom, chat. Can we get 5 big booms? It's just all of Vandy's Pokemon stomping on the ground. I tried to balance bulky offense. I love bulky offense. My other strategy is they can't prepare for what they can't predict. And I haven't been able to do that as much like these last 2 battles, just with how busy I've been for bubble, which does make me sad. Because I did kind of want to do a little bit more like mindfuckery before the bubble ended up, but consider it a parting gift, Di, that I did not try to mentally destroy you. Not Mickey Mouse clubhousing. Not today. But potentially tomorrow. We can get back to. What mons are we talking about? I can't say. They haven't been, like, announced yet. Who is this new Linda? Guys, can someone put a raise of hands if they're shocked that I swore? I do regret to inform. I do swear quite often. I do swear quite often. Puppy! I'm gonna tell my children, you do that. Let me know what they say. Let me know what they say. All right, I'm just gonna start picnic resetting because we have like 5, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes-ish. So we'll just see. Gabby, you're so funny. If I included import Kit Kats, I'm assuming you mean like Kit Kats, but from another country? As long as you haven't poisoned them and they don't cause bodily harm to me and myself and others. No, I wouldn't be upset. Yeah, YouTube did actually change it too. You are correct, Ninjium. They made it so swearing in the first 3 seconds of your video, I think it's 10 seconds, something like that, doesn't cause you to get demonetized anymore. So. Kinda big, kinda big. Unless for some reason you're a shorts creator, in which case they love setting those to made for kids. They love setting those to made for kids. I can't remember if it's Blue Vactor or someone else, but there's a shiny hunter who's been posting a bunch of like clips on YouTube, and I guess they keep getting set to made for kids. So in their shorts, they've started implementing a swear word of the day to prevent it from getting set to made for kids. And apparently it still got set to made for kids, and then they like tagged YouTube on Twitter and were like, hey, so can you please review this clip and tell me why it's made for kids if I literally swear in the video? I love the swear word of the... All right, guys. Can you say? This word here means... Now let's use this word in a sentence. ABCs, but it's all swears. It's the pokey rap, but it's all swears. We're gonna say this word in multiple languages. 𝗙𝗒𝚘 That's all I got. Yeah, puta! Forgot about that one. Those are like the only 3 I know. Stop! Stop! Chat, we're being harassed. We're being harassed, we're being harassed, we're being harassed, we're being harassed, we're being harassed. We gotta get out of here. Leave your favorite curse word in the comments below. No, for real. Like, that's literally what this is about to be. And I just think it's really funny. I just want to see how, like, far down the rabbit hole we have to go for it to not get turned to made for kids. They just start the clip with them screaming the F word, and it's be like, that's what I would say if I hadn't found this shiny, you know? Could be big. Could be big. I don't even know what shiny Tropius looks like. I really don't know. Brown, maybe? I don't know. I don't know either. Why is... Oh. Also, Ben, I don't know if you're still here. But how we thought I had 1 point left over, I actually have 3. So if there's something that you think would potentially be better for 3 instead of the 1 that I have that we added on at the end, that is an option. So we can brainstorm a little bit if we want to. Shiny Tropius is noticeable because it's yellow-green. Oh, okay, perfect. So many banana chins. I know. I wish I could kind of like finish out the sandwich, but unfortunately, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time because I have to either kick ass or get my ass kicked, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out real quick whether I kick ass or get my ass kicked, and it's gonna be like very strongly like one way or the other. And it's probably not in my favor. Because when I asked for Mercy earlier, Dai said that he was currently training his Ogerpon to do murder. And that didn't make me feel very good. Not very positive. Not very, dare I say the word, optimistic. Yeah, guys, you mean to tell me that, like, Ogerpon Cornerstone, not just, like, revving its engines at the starting line, doesn't make you feel good? Not live, laugh, loving that. See, you get it, Gabby. You get it. I can't wait to watch. You'll have to wait a full week. Because Nexus is tomorrow, and then my Battle with Diet will come out next Sunday. Believe in yourself and have fun with it. Oh, of course. I mean, I'm in the mindset of like, I have officially done like the most I could with like the amount of time that's been given. You know, some matchups are just better. And some people just have a lot more experience. And I'm just fully in fuck it, we ball mode. Like, that's just where I'm at. And, you know, I think that that's okay. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain, you know? My sanity's already gone today, so it's like, I can't even lose that, you know? You're enjoying and learning from the experience. Yeah, guys, just like I learned that Iron Boulder gets a 580 speed stat. You know? Education can be fun in all forms. It just depends on what your definition of fun is. You know? I just got my 57th shiny Iron Valiant. 57? That's a fast boulder. That's what I'm saying. Hey, wait. Chow, we did it. Banana. Banana. Tonight we steal the moon. Yippee. Things we love to see. Things we love to see. All right. We'll add it to the party. And I'll get rid of Leafeon just for this. Someone please water him. All right. Let's see. Mark the Sleepy. Tropius the Sleepy. What is that? The Zero Energy Mark. That's a new one for me. I saw blue and I got afraid because I thought that that was the rare mark. Okay. And then Oink alone is not marked. Okay. Yeah, no, me too, Growlithe. Exactly. All right, gamers. I am going to call it here. This is a fantastic stopping point because you guys did get to see me get shiny Tropius. But I'm going to call it here. Thanks for hanging out, guys. You guys can catch me on Vandy's subathon. I've been trying to hang out with him like during the free time that I do have. So I know of some of the few nights where I wasn't available to stream on my own channel, I was over at Vandy's on his subathon. So you guys can definitely go check me out there on the days that I am. Also, hi Jay, congratulations on 57 shiny Iron Valiants. But I have to go do my battle with Dye. Which is, I feel so like it's DYE, but it sounds like I'm saying DIE, and I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna go do my battle, and we're gonna kick ass or get our ass kicked. And then, like I said, I will see you guys sometime in the near future on my channel or Vandy's for subathon shenanigans. I know that Vandy and I need to play Night Rain together for one of the incentives that you guys did win, to my knowledge. I believe you guys unlocked Elden Ring Night Rain. So we will definitely have to do that on stream sometime soon. I know this one's shorter, but unfortunately technical difficulties made it to where I couldn't start stream when I wanted to. And isn't that just the name of the game for Lins? But I will see you guys all in the next one. Have a great night, gamers. I'll see you later. Goodbye!